probably can't get everything today.
Well, I'm just saying, if you let's go through your siblings from oldest to youngest. So you were the oldest
I'm the oldest.
of 7.
Right.
The next year was your
Akira.
brother.
Akira.
So what was Akira like? What did he like? What was he like as a kid? Was he mischievous?
He's like a typical boys.
Yeah.
Oh, same thing. It's the same as guys. Don't talk too much. All right? And so we don't know what he's thinking.
Well, that's pretty good. That's how we like it.
That's a typical guy.
And that didn't change through his life from being young till older.
Never change. That's his character. Never changes.
Yeah. What's your most fondest memory of him as kids? Did he save your life, or anything that really sticks out?
I remember. I was in a kindergarten. Well, I was home from kindergarten, 6-year-old, 5 or 6. He was 4 at the time.
Right.
He was playing with other neighbor kids.
Yeah.
He fell off the tree. They climbed trees. I mean, not a huge high,
right.
but high enough.
But as a 4-year-old, right?
4-year-old. Yeah. And he fell.
And
he was crying, and they didn't know what to do. They're running for help and stuff. I heard that, so I ran out and I went to rescue him.
Yeah.
And I brought him back. And ever since, he damaged his bladder, I guess.
Oh yeah, all right.
Hit real hard. In those days, you don't see take to doctor right away.
No.
They always just someday it's gonna heal, or family kind of, we do things or whatever it's possible you can do. All right, then he got the better.
Yeah.
But after that, every night he had, the bladder doesn't work
right. Yeah.
Right. And so he wet bed. Until he was about 14 or 15, and by then he knew it was embarrassing.
Well, yeah.
And it's too much, and so they had to put the plastic
right.
thing. Okay, so he really suffered that.
So, all right.
But other than that, he was just the same.
Normal. What did he pursue? Did he, as a kid, did he start working when he was in his teens? Did he not work? Did he?
In Japan?
No.
No.
So he went to school.
Oh yeah,
And
he goes through the school.
He went to college.
Yeah.
And studied engineering, right?
Mm-hmm.
And who did he work for?
Just a minute.
Asahi Glass?
No, not Sasaki. This company is, I would say, medium size.
Yeah.
And when he retired, he was director of the engineering department. And but this company makes specially for the Japan Defense Force. They have a contract with the
government.
Air Force.
Yeah.
Because they have to make special glass so that if they hit with
Birds.
Birds.
I think more so birds.
Well, mostly fighting.
Yeah.
And bullets.
Yeah.
It won't go through.
Okay.
But he was engineering. He was responsible for developing, better product each time.
Yep.
And they still do. The company's
still there. Yeah.
Yeah, not like I am, work where Kamaishi, where I was born, because that's under government control. All these big industries are under government control.
Yeah.
So it's not Sapporo, Asahikawa in the Hokkaido, Kamaishi in the region, Yahata. Yahata is Kyushu? I can't remember. It's maybe Honshu Island, but that's
the main island.
Main island. And one more, it's in the Kyushu.
Kyushu, okay.
Yeah. So that's still now, it's a government.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when did he get married?
That's a good question.
And his wife, what's her name?
Tsuneko. Uh, when he got married, I don't remember. I don't remember
after
exact
college?
date.
But after college.
Oh yeah.
And then working. He was
Oh
working.
yeah, he was
okay.
working
And how many kids did they have?
too.
Names?
That's another thing. I
Ooh.
don't know. I know because I don't live.
Yeah.
But I don't
I
remember.
know. But they had two boys.
One is it's like you, a typical boy, quiet.
And he's
Don't
the
say
accountant.
much.
He's the accountant.
The other one was opposite,
He's in show business.
show business.
Yeah.
And he like a flashy light,
Oh yeah.
well lived life.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he did, but he was an actor, both actors, and his wife too.
Oh, the second son's wife. His wife.
Yeah, Takashi.
Takashi and
Takashi that was his name. Satoshi is the first one.
Satoshi and
Is the
Takashi,
first
right?
Satoshi and Takashi.
Right.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, then Takashi loves everything. He loves in a flashy life.
Yeah.
And he associated and mingled with Americans, and he spoke English quite well.
Yeah.
And Satoshi was that opposite, quiet, a responsible person. He was a manager of
Accounting.
First he got in departments.
Yeah.
But after that, I know he moved, but I don't know
Okay.
which way. And that's how it was.
Yeah.
And Satoshi got married. I went to wedding. They gave very nice wedding, and in the wedding place, wedding castle we call it. That's where they do everything. There. But they divorced after 8 months.
Oh, really?
Only. The reason is his wife didn't do anything.
Housework.
None. No housework, no laundry clean, no cooking, no nothing.
Well, she was an actress.
So, actress doesn't mean she has lots of money.
No, but that's not her vocation.
No, because now he was doing, in his apartment, he loves to live luxury.
Yeah, the younger one. Yeah.
More than he makes.
Sure.
That's how he was. And so I think Akira, my brother, helped.
Yeah.
Then that's bad.
Yeah.
Okay, that's, it's bad.
It's your child. Yeah.
And but anyways, but he had to do all his stuff, his things.
His laundry, cooking, cleaning.
Cooking, whatever, cleaning.
Yeah, for a Japanese guy, that's probably pretty bad.
No, but he was single, so he was.
Oh, he was.
Oh, he was. Yeah. He didn't have a maid or anybody. But after marriage, he thought
he would be.
Why
he would be relieved
from this duty, and the wife would do.
Yeah. Okay, so this is.
She was.
This is my cousin, second cousin to my kids and Kathy's kids, second cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So Tsuneko, little bit about her. Where did she come from?
Actually, she came from. Her father was an artist, so to speak. He loves a poet.
Yeah.
He calligraphing was very professional. Tsuneko writes.
Well, and I thought she sang opera because I saw a picture somewhere.
Yeah, well, that's later.
Oh, okay.
But she always had a good voice.
Ah.
And somebody noticed because she was more like a diplomat,
Politician.
A politician. And so she knows mayors of town. I mean,
She knows how to schmooze.
She knows a lot of high-ranking people. And so she got the connection, and she has a good voice. And when they were discussing about, I don't know, something about a TV program or something, and somebody said that she can sing, see. And so she sang, and it was beautiful voice, but it's not a professional voice. And so she decided to take voice lessons.
Ah.
So that's how. And do I have? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a picture.
Yeah. She has a very good voice.
When was this picture taken?
picture was taken and when she sang opera.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's singing opera by Verdi.
She looks pretty young, maybe 30 years ago.
Yeah, but I don't know if I don't know, this is some...
Oh, it
I'm
says on
just
the back.
reading in the back, yeah. I'm just reading. Yeah. Giuseppe Verdi's opera Don Carlos.
Is there a date?
minute. Opera, name of opera.
Here's your glasses.
Don Carlos. That's name of opera. It's a famous. One of the top opera, in a popular.
Yeah.
She sang in this. Okay.
Yeah, that's her. If you going back to Akita, if you were to ask him what he thought maybe his biggest accomplishment was in life, what do you think he might say?
Oh, it's not the biggest accomplishment.
Or biggest event or biggest anything? What?
Well, after he retired.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna skip because you can get everything in there. All right. Okay. After retired, and he told us. I mean, because he's a quiet person. Okay. So, you don't, like you, I mean, he wasn't really talker. No, it's quiet. And one day he told us, because we got together, he said, oh, I'm start taking art class once a week. So we said, oh, that's nice. All right. So that's nice. So nobody thought about anything special. And one day I went back to Japan one day. And then he thought, because my brother and I were closest.
Yeah, you were the closest with
Oh, we were
Akita.
closest. And so we were pretty good buddies,
Yeah.
We help each other,
Yeah.
things like that. And he said, I won. I said, you won what? And he said, because I won. Yeah, so what he won? He said, his art piece, art competition by the state,
Mm-hmm.
he became number one. This.
Yeah, so let me go grab a picture of that. You don't have to move it.
No, I can.
Light on.
Yeah, lights.
This one right here. The scene with liquor bottles.
Okay. All right. I have. This is a cap of Napoleon,
Yeah,
and this is also Napoleon.
yeah.
Every time I go to Japan, this is what I take from the States
Sure.
and give it to him.
That's a nice gift. Yeah,
You know how much it costs in Japan?
a lot.
40,000.
Yeah, that's
Yen,
a lot.
okay.
That's a lot.
And I pay. It's still in here.
It's expensive.
Very expensive. I paid, I think, about $80.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but not 400.
Not the 400.
Right.
So that was a gift I always took for him.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So after that, we were shocked.
Oh yeah.
Because
Well,
no-
this is in his 50s or 60s even.
Well,
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, okay, so he was he graduated, and I'm real glad that he is doing something he likes.
Right.
All right. So good. And state the competition. Now we have to listen, okay? How?
Oh yeah, all the details.
Yeah, all the detail. Well, then he said, but it's nothing for him. I mean, it's he won, yeah, so,
Okay.
But then he said, because of the way he talks.
Yeah.
He said, oh, so I'm thinking about maybe go to national instead of just the state. I said, oh, that's wonderful. And I really like this. So anyway, then that was one time. Another time I visited, he asked, or he said, sis, he talked to me most often to me loudly, than other siblings, because we are real close.
Even though you were in different countries.
Yes. And I guess he feels comfortable because we grew up sort of together, see. And he said, he learned because he always watched play with this too. And every day, what's the news in the world, the world news and da da da. So he was very, very familiar with what's happening in the world. One day he said, it's just strange. The guy only lived to 68. I said, what? And 68, what is it? He said, it's an average. I mean, that was, 10, 15 years ago but he was gone for about 10 years now already. So maybe 15 years ago.
Probably more like 20,
right?
25.
And he said, 68, and I said, you just made a retirement, 60. It was a 50. My father's time, it was a 50. Then it became 55.
Right.
Then 60.
Right.
Then 65.
Right.
Okay. So now it's a 65, I think. But at this time, maybe 55 or something. And he said, 68, you only live 3 years after you retire. Yeah, that's what it said.
That's statistics.
Yeah, statistics. And he loves statistics.
Yeah.
I said, oh, okay. So nobody pay attention. So, oh, okay. He died at 68.
Yep.
And, he belonged to some kind of guys club they have. And they had once a month meeting, they all retirees get together. Yep. Now what it is a drinking party.
Sure, why not?
And so everybody drinks sake and beer and stuff. Well, then they were sitting, and all of a sudden the guy who sat next to him saw him he was going like
slumping over
the table. And not only that, kind of sleepy, So he said, are you okay? He said, okay. Well, so they will start to carry the conversation. And when they're talking, then he watched him. Second time he watched him, his face was
down on the table.
On the table. And he was gone.
That was it.
That was that. And so they had a party in a Ginza. Ginza is a very...
Oh, yeah.
It's like a Fifth Avenue, New
Right,
York.
right.
Okay. And so, of course, they called the ambulance and contact the doctor and da-da-da. It was just too late. He was gone. But nicely, I mean.
Yeah. With his friends, drinking, having a good time.
Having a good time. Yeah. And so they tried to contact the family, of course. And then nobody was home, I guess. And finally, the police department, of course, in that case, involved. And called midnight, and they finally get hold of Fumiaki.
The youngest.
Youngest one, about 12:30. And he said, well, nobody calls at midnight,
Right.
He said, something happened, in the family or something. And so he took a phone, and sure enough. So he right away got dressed and went to hospital where he's laying. And so he was the one. By the time, he couldn't sleep that night, of course. And it was 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And so he had to contact all the other siblings. That's what happened.
Yeah, okay.
That was the end.
So what's your fondest memory, though, with Akita? Your fondest memory? Young, old, anywhere in between?
I mean, not Akira.
Akita.
Akira's?
What did I say?
I mean, it's not a nice memory, but but I felt responsible because I'm the first born.
But you weren't first son. I mean, first son always feels that pressure, doesn't it? First son.
Yeah.
Isn't first son the one that usually feels most of the responsibility?
Yeah.
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 But you felt responsible.
Oh, yeah, because I'm the first one. I always did.
Yeah.
And because my parents... Oh, I thought you were going to ask me my grandparents first, or then my parents, then my siblings.
We did. In the last discussion, we talked about your grandparents and parents.
Oh.
So now I just wanted to talk about your brothers and sisters.
Oh, siblings, okay.
So let's move on. Let's move on from there. The next oldest from Akita was
Ikko.
Ikko. Okay. Oh, you want to spend much time on this?
No.
Well, Mom and Ikko don't get along so well, right? They're different personalities.
We are totally different, and she's not like anybody in the siblings. She's even siblings.
Yeah.
Oh, Humiaki is kind of stay away because she was kind of strange. First, actually, I don't know much about her because she was always ill.
Oh, as a child, she was
sickly. As a child, she was always sick baby, sick child. She was born, and doctor told my mother she's gonna live maybe 6 months.
Really?
Yeah, because she was very weak in because they
organs, heartbeat,
heartbeat
everything,
and everything is so weak, and so doctor told her already.
Well, as far as I know, she's still here.
That's right. She's still here. She's 80. She's 4 years younger. So how old?
83.
83.
Yeah.
And anyway, so she didn't do good academically because I think she always feels weak.
Yeah.
And she, because academically she didn't do good at all. And as soon as she gets home from school, she have to go to bed because that her body
needed rest.
Yeah, exhausted.
Yeah.
Too much exhaustion.
Yeah.
And she didn't do any sports event or something. No, she never participated, and so we were kind of, because even I never really played with her as a child.
Oh, okay.
No, because she was always in bed.
Right.
Never outside because she gets exhausted real quickly.
And yet, she's here in the United States now.
Yeah.
She came over in 1960, 70, 69, 70?
You are about 4 or 5.
Yeah, 68, 69. And you and my father sponsored her to come.
That's right. And the sponsoring, it's not that cheap.
Yeah.
And I don't say these stuff to my sister.
Yeah.
I don't all the details. But we had to put $9,000 cash. And we didn't have, we had a little bit saved, but there is a reason why I sponsored her. Her and her father didn't get along at all. Every time father says something, she always,
argued.
Talk back,
Yeah.
right back, and it irritates father. Okay, they never got along good already, and so she never respected him either. And she's a. Oh no, I say she's a black swan among white swans. You see, I mean, you have somebody in the family. It's always somebody, and they always fight when she gets older.
So was it her idea to come to the States then, or you thought it would be best if they got apart?
I better because my mother begged me.
Oh, really?
And she said, yes. I really took care of everything, finding a job for her, and bring her to United States, finding a job for her. Yeah, but this is her. She comes here and stay as long as she wants. Like Wesley. I mean, and I can't kick her out, okay? Because we are siblings. So I should just swallow everything I don't like, and because we have to live in a harmony, because just two of us
in this country.
In the States. That's why I said nothing about it. I took care of her financially. She never paid a penny. Never helped me in the housework. No, it's always. But she practiced golf. But she could do that
I thought she was working for Mitsubishi.
because that's my idea too. And first, because, okay. Anyway,
I don't want to spend
her.
too much time.
Okay. And it took me 3 months to get her over here.
Yeah.
Why? Because embassy contacted me. And I have to have at least this month of money in the bank, and they need bank's letter certifying, this money. It was like in case she want to go back to Japan.
Right, that she can be.
That's right. So that's why
She's not stuck here as an alien.
And so we couldn't cash it, we couldn't use because we had to keep it, in the bank account. But I never say that, so she doesn't know anything about this. I never say a word, and I spend a lot of money on her. Not more than my kids. Because my kids go skiing, they have like a children's fair and things. Then she comes. She never asked me if she could come. She just come, and I don't know where she got the ski, but she has. She never paid me a penny to live and feed her.
Okay, I think we covered enough ground there. Is there any fond memory that you want to recall? Any fond memory? Anything?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sorry. And she's a very, very, very negative person. Very negative. Yeah. And everything she goes into negative state.
Right. But she did marry somebody here. His name was Joe Carter.
Joe Carter.
And his family.
I introduced.
You did? Okay, I didn't remember.
Because nighttime.
Joe wanted to ask you out, didn't he?
That's right.
Yeah.
He wanted to ask me out. But I didn't want to, Joe, because I had Bonnie then.
Yeah, you were dating.
Yeah. So anyway, the nighttime they have a singles dance.
Yeah.
Every weekends.
Yeah.
Maybe they still have.
Probably.
But I don't know. But so I went to Royal Oak, a Chinese restaurant upstairs. They have a music.
Yeah.
And guy came to me and asked me and said, "Excuse me, ma'am." It was really polite, And I said, "Wow, he's nice." And asked me, he said, "A friend of mine," he said, "and I wish to dance with you. And would you care? Would you dance with a friend of his?" I said, "Geez, that's strange, yeah, sure." So I danced a few dances. So that's how I met
Joe.
Joe.
That was Joe that wanted to dance.
Right.
Yeah.
Joe wanted to dance, but he didn't have the guts to come and ask me. For dance.
Well, yeah, I didn't know this story.
That's a Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a pretty...
But, so how did you introduce him to Ik-chan?
Okay. So next week, there was a dance. Every week they had a dance. But so that was in a once a week. Not the one. Sometimes we change, but they have so many places. So we change.
Right.
All right. So that was upstairs Chinese restaurants upstairs. All right. Second one was a 7-mile golf course on the Telegraph.
Okay.
East side.
Yeah.
There's a golf course. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's where we had a dance. So I thought, maybe I just take my sister because I want to get rid of her.
Well, you want to see if maybe she meets somebody, right, and gets her own life.
I don't want her to be my dependent.
Right.
I have enough. I have 2, right, and she's a 3. So that's why I had a 3 dependent. And so I took her there, and wow, lucky, and he was there sitting with that friend.
Same friend.
Yeah, same friend. So that's how I introduced Ikko. But she thinks she did was she thinks I didn't do anything. But I'm not saying
right.
I don't want to argue.
Okay, so.
Well, that's her.
Right. She's never had any kids. Joe had a couple of kids from his prior marriage, but
she kicked them out.
Yeah, I know, but Ikko never had any children.
No. She had a boy and girl, two kids.
He did.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the wife is, I think he was 16 or 17.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, anyway.
Yeah, we can move. Who was the next person after Ikuko? Yuko? Akihiko?
Akihiko.
Akihiko.
Oh, he was doing well on
But starting
business.
Yeah, that's his later in life. But as a kid, did you spend much time with him?
Ikuko and Akihiko was a very good couple.
Okay.
They both were so weak.
Ah, really?
So, yeah.
Okay.
And Akihiko, he had TB.
Tuberculosis.
When he was child.
Okay.
When he was a child, yeah. So he had to be careful. So my mother always had the futon, the sleep, mattress.
Sleeping mat.
Too. So as soon as they get home
from school, they just rest.
Yeah, they just have to go there. The two. So they two are very close.
Yeah.
And
I remember him. I remember him as always smiling and kind of being happy.
I really liked him. I liked him. He was always smiling, even though he's hurting or something. He always smiles, and I like his smile. And he always. I don't know.
He was generous. I remember
very
he was generous.
And he was working in a factory because he couldn't advance himself because he was sick all his life, And but he went to what do you call this technical school?
Yeah. Trade school.
Trade school here they have. Okay, he went to trade school. And so he did like a machine. I don't know exactly.
But machine worker.
Machine worker. And but I went to his factory one day, and a very clean, nice, good company looked like. It's not a huge, big like a Ford, but nice.
Yeah.
And he was. Then I got developed appendicitis. I had to have operation. But he was the first one and only one came and see me.
Really?
Yeah.
No, not even Akita.
Because they always work.
Yeah, okay.
And I lived away from Tokyo,
yeah.
See? It's 3-4 hour drive.
But he came, huh?
Oh, he came. And he's a sweet person. Yeah. And he still, his wife reminded me of a medicine in a way, kind of. And it's very down to earth. And family is construction business.
Her family.
Her family was construction. So their wedding gift was land. Land is in Japan very expensive.
Yeah.
Land was as big as maybe, so it's a lot of land. They could build a big house if they want. And they built the house for them.
They did build the house.
Her parents.
So
because they are carpenters, they are builders.
Yes.
All right. So that was a gift.
That was the gift.
Yeah.
That's a huge gift.
That's right. Huge. My mother got the same type of gift when she got married. Yeah. I thought you would ask me my parents or my grandparents first.
No, we've already done that.
Oh.
We did that.
Oh, okay.
A couple months ago.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it's okay, Ma.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway.
So, let me think. He somehow moved from the trades, though, to his own trucking company. How did he do this?
I don't know this. I don't know how it happened. The next thing I knew, he was in a trucking business. Maybe he found maybe that was, he would have more freedom or, then maybe more money. I don't know. But he was in trucking. He was doing very, very well.
Yeah, he was doing well, right?
Very well. But it's not too long because he always has been weak child, see. And one day, I think midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, neighbor, and he was, Japan like this.
Yeah.
Island is.
Yeah, the Long Island.
Okay. And from here, Tokyo area.
Down at the bottom, yeah.
And the north.
Right.
That was his.
Oh, that was his route.
And, for the transferring whatever.
It's almost cross country. I mean, it's not big, but it's...
no,
yeah.
but, that was job. one night, I don't know where, but the one night, I guess he probably felt bad. So he just pulled the truck on the side. And he just fell. And I tried to get out and get the help or something, I think. But in those days, we don't have this, right? And they don't have any telephone in a truck either. All right.
Not even, maybe a radio, but no, probably.
Yeah, no, in the radio, yeah, but no phone or anything.
Yeah, okay.
No, okay. So he just fell because he just passed out. That's what it is. And the neighbor found it. So, and the neighbor called the police, I'm sure. And the police found his, address and things. So contacted his home. So his wife was informed by the police. And that's how it happened.
And that was...
And he ended up in the hospital.
What did he made it?
He made it.
What was it?
Stroke, I think. I think it was a stroke.
Yeah, it was a stroke.
And so he, anyway, to make a long story short, he couldn't even bath himself.
Right.
So
she took care of him.
She took care of it, but there's certain things need a guy because you have to carry.
Yeah.
And she's a little like me too.
Right.
And she can't handle it.
Right.
So she hired somebody to do that. And so I don't know. He comes every 2-3 times a week, or
even now.
Yeah, I think so. Because even now, because they both got older too,
Right.
And gave a bath.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and
now his kid, I remember.
2 girls.
Who's Atsu?
Atsu.
I thought that was his.
Kako-chan's.
Kako-chan. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He was a baby then.
Right. So he has two.
Yeah, Kako-chan has.
No, we're talking Kihiko.
Kihiko, 2 girls.
2 girls. Okay.
Very nice girls. And his wife, Satomi, was a Satomi, I guess. Yeah, she reminds me of not Melissa. Is a very down to earth, I guess, and couldn't care less about how she dressed. I mean, it's always about the same. She's not
But
interested.
she's stuck by his side.
Yeah,
all the way,
all
even
the way.
now.
Even now.
Yeah.
And well, that's why I say this sort of, like a Melissa. And
you don't remember the daughters' names, do you?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
All
All right, so then let's move on. Who is after Akiko?
Yuko.
Yuko.
Mm-hmm. Yuko, you remember,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember because when we visited when I was little, maybe 7 years old, 8 years old.
Yeah.
She took us to a amusement.
They still talk about this.
Seriously?
Oh, and you start screaming in the train, and everybody.
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
Oh, you got the panic.
I did. They were shoving people into the train. I have to tell this. They were shoving people into the train. You know how they do that, right?
Yeah.
Almost take a 2x4 and push.
That's right.
People were moving around so much.
Yeah.
That
you got the smash.
I was smashed, but not just smashed. The people were wiggling too.
Oh.
So it was lifting me off the ground.
Oh.
I was suspended. I was suspended in air.
Oh, no wonder
my feet were off the ground, but I was squished. And suspended off the ground. You're right. I screamed.
Yeah.
And then everyone cleared out, man.
Oh, they did.
Oh, yeah. They cleared out. Yeah.
And they took you and Cassie to amusement.
Some amusement.
I think Iko was there too, no?
No.
Yuko
and Kako-chan.
Yuko and Kako-chan maybe. Because the Yuko and Kako-chan...
They were close.
And, yeah. And they took an amusement. And then you were okay. Then,
yeah, I was fine. But going back to Yuko...
You got horrified.
I did.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I think I'm still claustrophobic because of that, I think.
Yeah.
I think so, right? Because it was a panic.
Yeah, I can see
So
that.
anyway, how about Yuko when you were growing up? Anything come out that you remember most significant?
She was my father's favorite.
Ah,
Yeah.
oh, not you.
No, she was. Yeah, but she always slept with him.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you better say that in a way that doesn't sound strange.
Yeah.
They shared the same space on the.
Well, yeah.
Hang on.
And because I remember that. But we never